Morning, everybody. Today's replay wasn't me playing. It is my clanmate ViperVelocity, and he is playing the Kleber in a all tier 10 match. Now Viper posted this on Discord. I had a look at it and I thought, man, I gotta make a video of this. This was a super interesting match. Now, for those that don't know, the Kleber is obviously the tier 10 French destroyer. And history, a little bit of history around it. It is actually an improved Mogador class. Now the Mogador is tier 9 in World of Warships, where the Kleber tier 10. The Mogador class is authorized in 1932 as an improved version of the Fantastique class, and obviously we have the Le Fantastique in World of Warships as well. And 3 twin mounts carrying 138mm cannons versus the 5 open turrets of the previous ships. Now, a little bit more history around it. The class only consisted of Mogador X61 and Volta X62. They were built around 1934. Sorry, pause there while I'm reading. And 4 improved Mogador class ships were ordered in 1939 to be named Kleber, Desile, Hoche, and Marceau. And obviously we have the Kleber and the Marceau in the game, but their construction was suspended due to the start of World War II. And the design was continually modified. The design was continually modified in light of wartime experience. But yeah, the main anti-aircraft armament was reinfused with the substitution of 400mm anti-aircraft cannons for single twin 37 mounts. But none of these plans came to fruition because France obviously surrendered in June 1940. So yeah, a little bit of history. Not as big a paper ship as some of the stuff we've seen in World of Warships, and a little bit of interesting history. Now with all their armament, they started approaching what was called almost a light cruiser class. And I know Viper has always raved about his Kleber, and sent this one through. Now, apologies for having to voice over it, because I had a little chat to him as to what happened, what he was doing, etc. And I think this would add it a little bit better. And then obviously we all know World of Warships' replay system is kind of, I wouldn't say broken, but it's kind of shit. So let's do it this way. Right, he's found his first targets, and as we can see, already a fire. Switches to AP. Looks like a Yoshino over there. He starts a fire on the bow of the Yoshino, but obviously changes to AP because Yoshino has same armor as the Azuma, which basically means it's paper. Now, I will say one thing about Viper. He is a very good destroyer player, and that's why I thought, you know what? Last week, this week, I've been featuring a lot more destroyer plays and playing a lot more destroyers myself. So let's throw more destroyer plays in the channel. Now, the latest thing in World of Warships, stern tanking. Well, the stern obviously isn't quite as strong as your bow, but it allows people to exit the battle the moment shells start approaching. So, tactic that destroyer players always use: reverse with your stern into the cap circle, try and cap it, and the moment you detect it, or the moment things start shooting at you, which is usually a bad thing in a destroyer, you can actually then flee. Now, Viper here tried to capture the sea point, but that was obviously not possible. There's destroyer and some very unpleasant other ships over there. So, moving on, started working the open water, working in conjunction with the Grosser Kurfürst here on the right. But within the first 5 minutes of the game, the tide is turning. The enemy has killed 2 of ours, including one of the 3 DDs, being a Shimakaze. And yeah, that is tier 10 at the moment. Very, very seldom you get good matches. Everything is either a struggle or a stomp.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
And as Viper goes for C-cap, he runs into one of those bloody pan-European destroyers. So, obviously he starts firing at the pan-European destroyer. Yeah, incapacitation and hits. Come on, Viper. You got this. You can get it. Fire, broken engine. Personal obviously has lost stand, but Viper takes an utter chunk. There is in 50 health. 50% of health. My apologies, not 50 health. It's very early in the morning and I am still drinking my first cup of coffee. Talking about, let's have a sip. Now, this was interesting. There was a Worcester that pushed through. And I, because I'm a dumbass, would have kept shooting HE, but Viper realizes that the Worcester has shit armor, switches to AP and gets multiple citadels. There's 4 citadels already on the Worcester. Now, usually the Worcester is bad news for a destroyer. Because he's pushed up so far, he's got an entire enemy team firing at him. And yeah, the Stalingrad makes quick work of Mr. Worcester. Viper is up to 54,000 damage. But the Viper's team are losing team members very, very quickly. He's on 50% health, and unlike his pan-European counterpart, he doesn't get a heal. So, what to do? What to do? Oh, there's the Stalingrad. Let's start shooting at the Stalingrad. And strange enough, the penetration values of the guns actually allows him to get penetrations with AP on the superstructure of the deck. You know, the Stalingrad, and obviously it's got insane fire rates. And that's part of why I started grinding the French DDs. They didn't get smoke, but they're really, really good gunboats. Come on. Come on, Viper. You can finish him off. No. Personally, I would have switched to HE already, but I'm an idiot when I play these things. But with the Stalingrad bar tanking, see, Viper has also made the decision to switch to... Oh, there's my morning alarm. How annoying. Viper switches to HE. Come on, bud. Are you going to get it? Are you going to get it? Yes. Starts a fire, and it kills the Stalingrad. But 2 caps behind. C cap is finally being taken, but all 3 of the enemy destroyers are still left. So Viper is up at 75,000 damage for a destroyer, which, for not landing a single torpedo hit, is fairly impressive, I might say so myself. But his team has just lost to Salem, and it is now time to start taking things in his own hands. Montana actually kills the Petropavlovs. I just called it the Petro. Viper says, right. Yoshino torpedoes his own Shimakaze. Lol. But starting to look up. Problem is, there's the spotter plane for the Yamato, and Viper said to me, he realized this is the point where he kind of fucked up. Now, obviously, Shimakaze takes out the Montana, and this game is just not going to get won. So, having seen the spotter plane, Viper told me he decided, alright, let's go and find that Montana, that Yamato, my apologies, and there's the Montana point blank. And there's a problem. There's a Shimakaze as well. So he threw both racks of torps at the Yamato. His other side torps he threw at the Shima. And unfortunately he overturned. Boom. And he rammed into the Yamato. So he at least got 5, and his torpedoes hit the Shimakaze as well. Oh, brown pants moment there. But at least he took out the enemy Shimakaze, and he did significant damage to the enemy Yamato. Now, the thing with the ramming mechanic is very... I don't even understand it. But from what I read is it depends on the class of ship and the amount of HP. So if Viper had 15,000 damage, he would do 15,000 damage to the battleship, but because it's a battleship, he doesn't kill it. But obviously that Yamato took significant damage there. But that little brown pants moment there put him up to 170,000 damage. And unfortunately, the enemy team kills off his Henry. The green team's Shimakaze takes another ship out. But one of the things, if you notice the chat, is North America tends to be not as salty, and it is one of the nicer servers to play on. People are complimenting him because, you know, bit of a brown pants moment, bit of an oversteer. And you know what? He got 2 kills, 170,000 damage. You can't complain about that. So we're not even 12 minutes into this tier 10 match, and as you can see, it is just a complete and utter stomp. The green Shimakaze is dead. 2 remaining. There's a Stalingrad over there that is getting absolutely hammered. And as strong as this Stalingrad is, he's not going to survive that side onslaught. They got 600 points to 35. It is unfortunately tier 10. You know, very, very few games that are really tough, good matches. Oh man. One has to laugh at that. Go around the corner, find a Yamato, torpedo him, realize there's a Shimakaze, torpedo the Shimakaze, turn, and unfortunately still smack into the Yamato. Well played, Viper. Well played. And as you see, match is about to end. He did 170,000 damage, 5,400 XP, 1,622. Well done, Viper, and thanks for sending this replay. Cheers, everybody.